What if everything we were taught and see about power is really the most limited perspective of power that really doesn't show us our capabilities, who we really are, not just as a human vessel, but beyond that. And what is beyond a human vessel? Well, the spirit. Well, if you think about it, we don't understand where emotions come from. So exactly when scientists, it's actually scientifically proven, when they take an acorn and they break out its layers down to nitty gritty, they take off the shell, they take off the shield, they take off the layers, they go within the core of an acorn. And what appears? Absolutely nothing. So what makes the physical? Matter of fact, since we are the highest form of God itself, because we could think for ourselves, what if the emotions is not something physical, is something beyond us, is something that actually makes up our entire being, hence the spirit. So today we're going to dive into understanding what really power is all about, how we were taught in a limited perspective, how we can learn what power really is, and understanding that power doesn't come from the outer world, it comes from the spirit within your inner world. What is Gucci, beautiful awakened ones? Ah, shit, I just spilled it. I got excited. That's what she said. But anywho, what is going on, you beautiful awakened ones? Welcome back on another episode on Embracing Ascension series with your homegirl, Brittany Fontanez. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I am an intuitive shaman healer. I am a psychic tarot reader. On this channel, I speak about spirituality with compassion, emotional awareness with love. I do guided readings for each zodiac sign, and I talk about things I feel need to be talked about because our divine right to know more than what we've been told for our spiritual development. Hence, I don't know, I've been getting that saying lately, like, you're a spiritual development coach. And I was like, I don't even like being a coach. Anywho, that's why I like being a healer. But other than that, if you guys want to know all my business inquiries, what I do, all that information is down in the description box below, as well as the link for my Awaken Prophecy Healing course that assists on your spiritual journey, awakening, ascension, healing, shadow work, all that goody good. And also the link for my new merch is down in the description box below as well. But other than that, beautiful beings, if you enjoyed spending time with me here today, I mean, you know where that like button is and that subscribe button. But I kind of wanted to go on an event, but I'm not going to go on an event, you know? Because everything I'm wanting to share with you is like something that's always been on my mind since I was a kid. And that was what is power really? You know, we live in a world where there's so many power struggles. There's so much competition, competitors trying to face one another and who is the best. And that's how we even think for ourselves. We think, who is the best? I'm the best. And it's all about me, myself, and I. And this is why we live in such an egoic world. But I'm here to share with you understanding the emphasis of what power really holds. Because what if everything we deem power itself not only limits us, but what if everything we complain about that we give power to actually is here to learn our power? I'll explain a little more. But first, let's get into understanding that, you know, we are not just human beings. We are spiritual beings. I won't say we are all divine, but we have just forgotten. Hence, the whole point of the journey is to our remembrance that we are divine, that we are unlimited, that we are infinite. And so, don't mind the background noise, you guys. But it's very vital to understand this because we could get so lost being in this world to the point we become it. And the whole goal of this journey is not to become it. Of course we get lost because, you know, people have their own journeys and we gotta honor that and respect that because their beliefs are right just as ours are right as well. And that's why it's very important to understand what power really is, because we're living in a world where we don't have anything to agree on. It's getting to a point where people are just fighting over little things, even in relationships, just little petty arguments. And especially, you know, what's going on now with the you know, everyone's having their own perspective. And guess what? Everyone is right. Everyone has that right because that is their power. Their power is what they want to believe in. But here's the thing. We believe that power has to come from being exuded from each other to the point that we don't know how to actually respect one another. And I think this is very important because, you know, we think power comes from and what someone has. And I like this book called The 48 Laws of Power. Very fantastic book. I got it as a gift, actually. It's going to take a fucking lifetime to finish that shit. But it really teaches the emphasis of what power really is. And it talks about, you know, it goes back to generations. What makes up the history of the world and America itself is talks about different leaders, you know, different emperors, different empress, all these different people who held power back in those days. And what I love about this book, it emphasizes that power doesn't lie in what a person has. Power lies in who they are. What are their morals? What are their values? What is their characteristics? And this is where the spirit intertwines. Because we could get so caught up in thinking what we have deems our worth. But really got to understand, when we transition out this world, we can't escape death. So who are we really when we can't take this fleshy vessel with us? Who are we really? And that's the power we really got to understand. What is the power behind understanding that we're not everything we believe in, but we have the power to create whatever we do want to believe in? And I know this is a little bit flippy floppy, but stay with me because it is going to make sense. See, it's very important to understand that we do live in this world, but we're not of it. We are not of it. And when we could detach from realizing this, then we could really understand who are we on the inside. This is the whole point of why everything is happening upon this planet. And this is why we got to understand the understanding what power really is. Because we've been putting all of our energy, all of our focus, all of our attention on these things that we think deem powerful, as in politicians, as in the medical field, as in the news, as in people who judge you, as in your own little distorted perspective of who you think you are. You know, we allow these things to rule over us because we give it so much of our attention, hence our power. But what happens when we start thinking for ourselves? What happens when we start awakening to what our heart wants, not what we think we have to follow? Then that's where the spirit comes in. That's where you come in. And it's important to understand this because when we could get down to understanding that when, you know, they take an X-ray of the human body, all you see is bones, right? All you see is bone, tissues, and flesh. But the body doesn't make up who you are. So this is why it's important to detach of the world and detach from who you think you are because of your projections from the world. Because your spirit is what makes up your personality, is what makes up your belief system, what you see, what you visualize. It makes up how you feel, what you represent, who are you, how you present yourself. You see? So there is a physical world, but there is a non-physical world too. Now, this is where it gets really beautiful, how to merge these two worlds together. It's very beautiful. I love how, my spirit guide's just been slapping me with some truths. I believe it's true because it resonates with my soul. This is why I'm sharing it with you, because it might resonate with your soul. You know, this is why I feel I need to talk about this topic, because we need to understand what power is, because we're giving too much of our power to things that are not helping us thrive, when we got to realize we're the only ones who can assist in our thriving and our growth and our abundance. But the reason why we don't align with this truth, because it's our divine right to be abundant and to have what is divinely meant for us. This is why we exist, because we have our own lane, we have our own path that's been carved out for us, hence our own divine blessings, because there's more than enough. Because this universe is very abundant. Very, very abundant. It's just a matter of seeing that. But we can't see that because we give our power away to things that limit what we can see, what we can believe, who we can be. And this is the beauty of how to merge the understanding of the physical and the non-physical without any resistance towards trying to figure out why everything is the way that it is and deeming it as bad, deeming it as wrong. Because what we deem bad, what we deem wrong, we might question, like, why does it exist? Why does pedophilia exist? Why does killing exist? Why does war exist? Why is it hatred, judgment, gossiping exist? Why does betrayal exist? All of these things we deem bad, what if I told you it's part of the bigger plan? What if I told you that our government may be corrupted? Who knows? We don't really know the truth. But I kind of know the truth. But, you know, everything we think we make up, that made up a life, as in like the corporations, the federal banks, you know, the government, you know, the president, all of these things we give power to, that deem that they know what's best for us, that deem that, you know, whatever, and we don't like it. We don't like the 9 to 5. We don't like the job system. We don't like that we don't get paid what we're worth. We don't. Everything that we do not like in this world is a part of the bigger picture. That's why I don't believe in negativity anymore. That's why I don't believe that I should hold resentment anymore and grudges, even though my human self still wants to hold on to that, because we're conditioned to believe that we need to hate. But as we realize that, there's a physical and a non-physical world, and there's more to me than beyond what I have been believed in, what I have believed in myself. Okay, when we become aware of this, we have to start seeing that everything is working in our favor. And it's working in our favor because everything is part of the divine plan. What if everything that we deem corruption is actually here to help us take back our power and to know our power within the spirit that we hold, through our uniqueness, through our voice, through our meaning of what we want to give purpose to. You get what I'm saying, you guys? So like, everything is part of the divine plan. But you have to start deciphering and having discernment of what is power to you. Is power someone outside of you having power over you, and you feel small and you think you have to abide by what they say, hence a job, hence a person, hence a lover, hence whatever? Or do you believe that you can have your own way of thinking and own way of being and have your own values and morals to the point that you don't think you have to lower yourself, but you think you're equal to people, but you want to work with other people, but you want to put meaning into this world. You want to bring love. You want to bring clarity. You want to bring joy. You want to bring kingship, kindred spirits, kingship. I think it's kingship, you know, I'm just flowing right out. But, you know, all of this is here to help you take your power back. The universe is so freaking clever. The universe, God, whatever you want to believe it, it's so clever that it thought, I'm going to allow you to agree to agree that this is going to be an exciting experience to come back and be human again as a spiritual being. And you come onto this planet, you have a contract, but when you actually awaken and are born, you forget everything. And what if that we purposely needed to forget and started to see the corruption around us, and we started have to see the characteristics that were passed down to us within ourselves and how we are reacting and acting until we become aware of those toxicities, of those limitations, of those fears, of those beliefs. And what if that everything we deem corruption, everything we deem bad, everything we deem not working in our favor, everything we deem that's something wrong with us, is actually here to awaken us to see that power is not outside of you. Power is within you. But how are you going to represent that power? How are you going to honor that? How are you going to honor you? You see what I'm saying? Damn, ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? That the universe is that clever that in order to help us remember our power, that it used the outer world to see the reflection within us, to change within, in order to allow that to reflect on the outer world. So it's like a huge, like, I get the infinity symbol now. It's all a cycling, recycling or cycling, recycling, releasing. All of this is just here to teach us who we really are. And that's the beauty of it. I love that fucking analogy, yo. That's how clever this universe is. But guess what? It lies within us, so that's how clever we are. We're so clever that we can choose suffering or happiness. Ain't that some shit? So this is why I share this with you, because I want you to have discernment of what you're giving your power to. If it doesn't feel good, why are you doing it? Is that a belief you hold? Is that a belief that was passed down to you that you have to obey by your boss disrespecting you? You know? You have to obey by thinking that you can't believe you can manifest because your family doesn't know how to do that because they're always hustle and bustle hard workers. You see? It's so beautiful to see that everything is working in your favor to help teach you to gain discernment off of what is it that you're feeding into that's not serving you, and how is it that you could reel that in and see a different perspective and saying, how is this serving me in a way that's going to serve what I want, not in a way where I'm giving away what I don't want to give away. You get what I'm saying? So you guys, that's all I wanted to share with you today, is the understanding power, how to have discernment of what you're feeding into. If it doesn't feel good, you guys, question that, because that is the inner work that you have to do. And when you do that inner work, your outer reality is going to shape itself into the inner work that you have done. So when you start recognizing your power, your voice, your truth, your uniqueness, your individuality to our creator, to the universe, and how you can actually give that to the world in a way where you see yourself as a blessing, not a burden. You see yourself as someone who deserves, not someone who is worthless. Then you're going to start recognizing that there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to ever fear. And I know that's hard to say because we have so much shit we should fear, but it's all here to teach us. What are we going to choose? Do we fear so much to the point that we want to stay in that hypnotic sleep of thinking that we don't have control because it's easier not to see the truth of things? Or would you rather? Would you rather say, you know what? I prefer to actually see that I have power within this world. I choose to actually see that I have some form of power of existing and being here and creating something within this and not allowing things to take from me. I rather choose that I love myself so much that my love is more powerful than fear. That my love for my happiness, for my truth, for my power, for me standing my ground and not fearing that is more powerful than fear. You see? Everything was here, yes, to manipulate us, to make us small, yes. I'm sorry to say that. But at the same time, it was here to teach you that everything you think is small within you, that you think is a weakness, is actually a strength. It's actually just like here to, get the fuck up. We can all say we're woke, but until we get our ass out of bed, boo-boo, well, we really are not living our truth. So other than that, you beautiful beings, that's what I want to share with you today, is understanding how to choose love over fear and having discernment and seeing what is your belief about power? What is your definition? Because what you believe in, you become. So what is your definition of power? When you find that definition, be that. But it's very, very important to understand that power has nothing to do with exerting it or having control over something. It has everything to do with understanding that it's a mastery of expressing authenticity, expressing your truth, your morals, your values, regardless of what the outer world thinks of it. That's where your power lies. But other than that, you beautiful being, your power lies in your fucking spirit. Never forget that. But other than that, you beautiful beings, I love you guys so much. I really hope this brought clarity. I really hope this brought assistance on your journey. If you did enjoy this video and you enjoyed just having some good ass time with me on this Friday, then please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button. If you want to book your own personal reading or healing session and want to know any of my business inquiries, all information is down in the description box below. But again, I love you, Awaken Ones. Thank you so much for your support and for your love. And I send you guys nothing but love, blessings, and luck. And I'll see you on the next one.